a subliminal, pursue kwa particular. What you wish you are is what we are. Kila mara kushock the culture, jadisha how deep you are, how sick you are.
Niaje sana kwa sana EP reviews, karibu sana kwa another EP review. Shukran sana kwa kuwa hapa. Kama wewe ni a returning subscriber ama viewer, if you're the latter na uja subscribe, tafadhali consider kusubscribe. Kama ni mara yako ya kwanza, karibu sana to the channel. Kuna this and many more videos that unaweza ona, especially if you are a rock fan, especially if you are a metal fan. Ni wiki nimekuwa nikisikiza metal na rock project na bands, kwa hivyo ningependa sana kukuona kwa any other video that nimefanya hii wiki. Kile nazungumzia ni music writer exercise, also known as MWE, a concept iliyoanzishwa in 2015 by an American music critic. Jina lake ni Gary Suarez. The idea ni kila siku February sikiza an album hujawahi sikiza before, then andika a tweet about it. Apart from the tweets, last year ninaweza kufanya first listen reviews of kila project that nasikiza. Kenyan projects peke yake ndio nimesema hii wiki nimekuwa nikifanya Kenyan rock na metal bands na projects. Sometimes the projects that nasikiza ni EPs. For this year kumekuwa na fewer EPs as the previous years, but leo tuko hapa for an EP pia. The reason you are here, if you know the rock band and the title kwa the video, if you don't and you're just watching reviews for the sake of your entertainment, the only way you can pay back is to subscribe. But if you have unsubscribed, then subscribe again, share the video and the likes. This year tumekuwa na reviews leo asubuhi. The mission ni kufika 1k subscribers. Kwa hivyo tafadhali ensure ujumbe umefikia wapenzi wa mziki na tuendelee kugrow na kudiscuss Kenyan music. Leo ni day 20th Feb 2022, sahi ni 9:44 pm. Hizi videos nazi release on the corresponding days of March kama kawaida. Ikiwa wewe ni yule mtu mmoja mwenye anaiwatch on the exact day ina premiere, shukran sana for the support and for being here with me. As the title of the video inasema, tuko hapa kufanya a review of a project, an EP, a debut EP by Last of a Dying Breed, inaitwa Cat of Nine Tails. Walirelease project back in November 2012, almost a decade ago. Inafaa fanya anniversary huu mwaka, watupatie a show waperform hii EP kwa anniversary. Iwapo una agree, eka mkono juu kwa comment section na tuende tuahande kwenye wako if they're even doing music and continuing with the same. Tukifanya hizi reviews, our criteria focus on aspects tatu: production and musicality, concept and idea, and the content and themes of a project. Last of a Dying Breed ni a death metal, deathcore band. This is a short EP, a short listen, ngoma 5 peke yake na ni precise. Inaanza na the title track Cat of Nine Tails, and the idea that tunaweza pick from the title of the project and the sort of emotional intensity leaning towards end ya kukua high energy, dark and mysterious. Concept ya affliction based on what a Cat of Nine Tails is, tunapata sort of understand kwenye walikuwa wanaenda. Inaanza na song 1 up until the last song, Rebirth. The high intensity ni a constant feature throughout the EP. All the songs zinaanza hivyo, hakuna time ya build up. Immediately the song inaanza, kama ni the intense drums, the intense growling, that's the feeling unapata, ama the heavy distorted riffs that are taking you to different emotional na musical spaces and atmospheres. Hiyo ndio approach wametumia kwa all of the songs. Ikija kwa the arrangement, the song that nimeanza nayo iko na a mystery to it, a dark feeling kwa the instrumentation. The growling adds a character, ni death metal, so that's expected. It's a characteristic feature, definitely therefore being predominant, with instances where kuna shrieking na screaming. Think of Fearless, think of Rebirth. Na another moment where the vocal delivery ni a bit clearer ni kwa sound check the song between Fearless na Rebirth. Now when that vocal delivery shift ina happen, the instrumentation ina change equally, lakini the intensity inabaki throughout the EP. That means thrilling, shredding na intense captivating drum work. Kuna moments where the bass inakuwa more pronounced, and when that happens inabadilisha the groove, especially kwa sound check iliongeza a bouncy groove to the song, and the transition that happened ilikuwa similar to another transition yenye ina happen kwa Rebirth towards the end of the song, before these crescendo moments that zina happen throughout the different songs, and the intense moments zinaendelea, the thrill that una feel, the electrifying segments of the music na the arrangements. As that happens ni another moment ya kutransition, but tumebadilisha tonality ya feeling, or tumebadilisha melodies that walikuwa wana play. Hiyo pia ni kitu that ina happen through the different songs. Itaanza place fulani, then itabadilika a number of times, something that ni captivating kwa the arrangements na compositions. When nilikuwa nasikiza the opening song, the title song, ina deliver according to what a title track inafaa kufanya. Sentiment nilikuwa nayo ni hii ngoma iko na 9 lives, literally the many places that the song goes to, the different lives inside of that one song pull you more and more into the song na into the music that unasikiza na the EP. Still on transitions, apart from the bouncy groove that the bassline ina introduce kwa sound check, then the riffs na the drum work zina follow when it happens kwa Rebirth, with the different vocals coming in, as I mentioned a few moments ago. That transition, obviously the bass still playing a part, but more on the distorted heavy riffs na the intense drum work. But when that moment ina happen, ilianza feeling nilikuwa nayo, this sounds like an African traditional rhythm, in a sound like an African percussive rhythm, and ilikuwa beautiful kusikia that kind of sound included kwa the song na kwa the EP. Then towards the end of that segment where the drums imekuwa intense as well as the electric guitar, kitu ili come kwa mind yangu ilikuwa follow the leader, 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 follow the leader, and the intensity that moment had. But those two things came to my mind nikiangalia the idea with the vocals na the growling. Wezi pata the lyrics, ni something that you have to read, but kwa sound check kuna a clarity yenye nilimention kwa the delivery that says we have to move on regardless, ama something along those lines. That in itself ilitupatia some sort of direction yenye walikuwa wanaenda in kwa that point, hata kama ni the penultimate song alafu tunamaliza na Rebirth. Besides that, najaribu kuangalia ile feeling nilikuwa nayo apart from the intense emotions that nimeongelea sana kwa hii review. Ukiangalia the song titles and hisia zile wanapitisha through their arrangements, through the songs na moments nimemention where kuna transitions. Tukiangalia titles alone, it seems walianza na a moment ya affliction, and then from Cut of Nine Tails as the title track na the reason, the idea ya the EP tuna develop. So we are moving in a linear manner, but tunabadilisha the feeling that inakuwa communicated. I could be entirely wrong since jikile the lyrics zinazungumzia based on the delivery style of the genre, but sija mention Missy Pandit wa rock ama metal and the many other subgenres na derivative genres za rock. Kwa hivyo kama nadanganya watu, please nimepenya disclaimer. But the concept that nilikuwa nayo, we are moving from that onto different lighter states based on Dinuma. Ilikuwa interesting kuona Dinuma as song number 2 juu it's a resolution. How do you have a resolution as the second song kwa a project? Ndio maana nimesema hivyo. Then after that tuna move kwa Fearless. So ukiangalia the titles and match with the feelings that unapata as you listen to the project, ni kama kuna a linear movement kutoka hali moja hadi hali nyingine, lakini si a decline, rather it's an incline. Fearless to sound check where I mention hiyo line ya move on ilinipatia further perspective than rebirth. Ukiangalia from kile nimesema, unaweza na the trajectory of the idea. One thing that naweza mention, imeisha abruptly. I do not know if this version that nasikiza from Bandcamp is the complete version. It seems to be, siko sure, lakini imeisha abruptly. Sija understand why that has happened. Nimejaribu kufikiria perhaps wana connect na the opening song, but first nikafikiria that wouldn't make sense if it's a moment ya rebirth that closes the EP, alafu tunarudi back to affliction. Then nikajiambia ebu confirm, inaweza kuwa that's the case. Kuna a technique that musicians hutumia, the last thing that they play for the last song is continued kwa the beginning of the first song, lakini ilikuwa somewhere katikati, but nikasema tu ni confirm vile Cut of Nine Tails ilianza, kuna kama kuna connection, so nikasikiza how inaisha na vile the next one inaanza hakuna that connection, so sijui mbona ilisha abruptly. But besides that, hii imekuwa another electrifying album that nimesikiza during wiki ya kusikiza rock na metal. Enjoyed the death metal, the arrangements and how engrossing they have been and how intense zimekuwa with the multiple transitions and how they are lively and swift. Hizi zimekuwa moments kwa my experience. Kitu moja tukimaliza, the drum work on this EP, whoever the drummer was, I fully recognize through the review, umesikia the comments, that every piece of the band play their role, from vocals to bass, drums and the guitar work. However, the drummer kwa hii EP alikuwa wera mbaya sana. Kama umewahi sikiza Cut of Nine Tails ya Last of a Dying Breed, kwa comment section niambie maoni yako kuihusu. Then kama hujaisikiza and uko interested in listening to the EP, consider kuisikiza, then uniambie maoni yako kuihusu. Vile nimesema, mishoni ni get to 1,000 subscribers, so do your job, like the video, rusha ka comment for the sake of evidence, tuseme ulikuwa hapa before to blow up, sindio? Asante sana. Share the video if you're interested ama imekubamba na una watch na subscribe, consider subscribe. With that, shukran sana for being here. The other videos for this exercise, they are under a playlist, consider check any of those out. Nitashukuru sana if you do have the time, obviously, ya kuzicheck na nikikona kwa any other video. Shukran for your time.